All right, back now here on the KFOR Plus News Desk and live from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. We're joined by play-by-play announcers Army's Rich DeMarco and Navy Joe Miller to preview the 126th Army-Navy Showdown with predictions, key players, and history as well. Rich, Joe, welcome back to the News Desk. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, another victory is going to give the midshipmen back-to-back 10-win seasons for the first time in program history. With a bowl game still ahead, the Black Knights are hankering for revenge from last season's loss. How do you guys see Saturday's game playing out?
No, I think it's going to come down to just a handful of plays. And you look at last year, it was a 31-13 Navy win. Sounds like a blowout, and Navy did play much better than Army in that game, but there were a number of key plays that happened to go Navy's way, and that's not an excuse. There have been many times in this rivalry over the last 10 years when plays went Army's way in a particular game, whether it be a missed field goal or a fumble or what have you. So I think it's going to be something where you could point to just a couple of plays during the game. I think it's going to be low scoring, and of course, it's going to be an Army victory.
Yeah, as you were talking about, I mean, this is a big opportunity for Navy to get to 10 wins for a second straight year, win a CIC for a second straight year, the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, and you're still with that bowl game to go. I mean, there's a lot of, as Brian Newberry, the head coach of Navy, says, a lot of meat still left on the bone for this season. So they're looking forward to this matchup, and I think they match up really well. But it's interesting because the shoe's on the other foot. Last year, Army came in, conference champion, with a lot of momentum and favored in that game, and it's kind of switched allegiance this season where Navy's kind of in that mode this year, trying to be the team that completes this season, because as Army knows, you can't complete the season unless you beat your rival and pick up that Commander-in-Chief's trophy.
Joe, Army-Navy steeped in tradition. What makes this rivalry so unique compared to others in college football?
Yeah, I think the history plays a big role in it, but the fact that every one of the Corps of Cadets, the Naval Midshipmen, all of them will be in the stadium. The entire student body is inside the stadium. And the fact that when you're at plebe summer, you swear and you yell out, "Beat Army," and everything, all the plates in the weight room say, "Beat Army." Everything is focused in this game. It's not, well, if we beat Memphis or we beat this team. No, it's all focused in on this game, and that enormity is what makes this special. And I like I said before, too, the history of this and the amount of the big moments, the big plays, the big players that have played in this contest, it is unmatched, and I think that's what makes it special as well.
Rich, in the NIL era and mass transfer era, this storied rivalry becomes even more distinct than ever before. Athlete service academies do not make any NIL money. That's what makes this game all the more special, right?
Yeah, it does, and it just underscores that these players, these students, these future officers are coming to the academies for something bigger than sports. If it was just about being an athlete and making as much money as you could off your name, image, likeness, they wouldn't be at Army, they wouldn't be at Navy, but they're here for a bigger purpose, and I think it says something to how these teams are put together and able to be competitive. Army went 12-2 last year. Navy's got 9 wins this year. It's just, it is truly amazing what Jeff Monken, Brian Newberry have been able to build and sustain at these academies.
Rich, give me a player for Army that could be a game changer in the game.
I'll go with the offensive line. I think that's going to be really key for Army to move the ball, and I'll say it'll start with the center, Brady Small. I think by his own admission, didn't play one of his best games last year against Navy. He was a first-team American Conference pick at center on that offensive line. That Army offensive line is going to have to come up big if Army's going to win this game.
Joe, how about Navy?
I'll go the opposite of Brady Small. It'll be Landon Robinson. He was the MVP of this game last season, had a big fake punt return in this game. And by the way, he's a nose tackle. And yes, he did have a fake punt in the game. He was named American Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Big time honor for Landon Robinson. And so watch out for number 96 as he matches up with Brady Small, who Rich was talking about all day long on Saturday.
Any weather conditions that are going to play a role in the game at all on Saturday?
I think it's going to be warmer than where you're at right now, so it's going to be about 40 degrees. There was some slight talk of some snow, but that looks like it's been pushed to Saturday night. So it looks like weather-wise, it's not going to be too bad.
I think it'll be a pleasant surprise for people who thought this was going to be a bone-chilling game with how it ends up on Saturday.
Okay. When the clock hits 0 Saturday afternoon, what do you hope the fans and players take away from this Army-Navy 126th game beyond the score?
I hope they understand that these are two really good football teams. This is just not, Army, Navy, they're 1-9 and it's 0-10 versus, these are two really good football teams. And as you mentioned, in this era of college football, they've been able to build and sustain programs that can compete at a high level. No matter what the score is on Saturday, I think they should take away that these are two really good college football teams with two sets of really good rosters that have a tremendous amount of talent. And it's just not, a football game that's about tradition and patriotism. Yes, it's all about those things, but there are two really good football teams that are going to go head-to-head.
And I hope they take away any neutral fan becomes an Army fan after Saturday and an Army victory.
Well, the winner of the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy will be determined Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. Central Time. You can catch it. CBS, Rich DeMarco, Joe Miller will have the call for us. Thank you both for giving us some insight today.
Thank you for having us.
You got it. 35 now past the hour. Let's take a break. We're right back here with more news next on KFYR+.